We're ready to get started with the final segment of our Teen Town Hall, which is the presentation part. I think we'll reverse the order of the groups this time, so if I could have the presenters from the Tolerance group please come up, and during your presentations, if you will please discuss the problems that you identified and read off and discuss the solutions that you identified. So if we could give a warm welcome to our Tolerance group.
Hi, I'm Miss Minnie Hussain.
I'm Katie.
Hello, I'm Adam from Pagwood.
We were in the tolerance group, and what we discussed was, our discussion mainly focused on what it means to be tolerant, the main cause of intolerance, how to solve the problem of people being intolerant, and how culture impacts Chandler as a community. And the top issues we identified were ignorance is what causes tolerance. That's the main issue that causes intolerance, and this can be defeated by making personal connections and expanding our comfort zones. So you want to do, I think, I have a quote, someone said, find people who are interested in the abnormal, and if you find someone who's, oh thank you. So you want to go out of your comfort zone. So you don't always want to stick with the same group of people. Like for example, I kind of noticed this at lunch, everyone's stuck with like their schools or people they knew. So making new friends, like this helped me make new friends. I think I met some people at Perry and Basha. So that was going out of my comfort zone because I'm usually always used to being at Hamilton. So going out of your comfort zone, that creates tolerance. And we need to educate citizens about the diversity of Chandler as a whole.
Okay, and to fix the problem of intolerance throughout our community, we proposed a recommendation of a Chandler Tolerance Day, and during this day we would have the City Council proclaim a day of city tolerance, and the clubs, which Katie's going to outline after I'm done speaking about Tolerance Day, would host booths, and there would be a festival celebrating the different cultures of Chandler and what makes Chandler such a diverse city. And there would be education for all different people of different ages, so they can learn about the different cultures and ethnicities and religions of Chandler, Arizona. And the purpose of this would be to help make connections through the citizens and to build a community that is tolerant of everybody. And at the like I said, at the state we would have like a festival celebrating all the different cultures, and the high school clubs would mainly support this day.
Our next idea was to have a Chandler Unified School District kind of supported club that would be present in all major public high schools at in our city. It would involve promoting tolerance throughout the student bodies, because we're a major part of this community, and it makes sense to start with the public school system is such a great networking opportunity. It seemed like an advantageous route to go down. So what we tried doing, what our idea was to have the same, basically chapters of the same organization in each of our public high schools. That was kind of a toleration, advocates, I guess. And our main idea was to have, basically, this came from an idea at Perry High School. They're gone now, but we have a symbol that says that basically stands for tolerance inside of our city, and it's we put it on a poster. And all teachers and students, they can have this kind of thing, and then we'll have buttons for specific, specific things that people feel should be addressed about, in what is it again, tolerance, that are not often tolerated. So, what are some examples like sexuality, religion, ethnicity, and basically you put on those buttons onto the poster. And that's telling your students, if you're a teacher, basically, if you want to talk about this, if you're having trouble with this, if you want to learn more about it, then you feel comfortable coming to talk to me. This way we can promote not only the interpersonal connections, which we mentioned earlier, are fundamental to combating ignorance and combating intolerance. So this way we're allowed to connect with other people and understand where certain people come from and with these different lifestyles, and that gives us a chance to appreciate all these different, and but also feel like it's your job to go. You don't have to feel like it's being pushed on you, So, yeah, that's it.
And lastly, all these things that we've outlined, they would be outreaching to the community, since we'd be starting at the local high schools, but they would be outreaching to the community, educating the elementary schools, and like through the Day of Tolerance, the whole community, so it's not just us as high school students, but the whole city of Chin.
I'd next like to invite up the Media Influences group. If we could give them a warm welcome as well.
Hi, I'm Rainey Humbert, and let's introduce the other people we have here.
Kyle Fisher. Alex Noble.
And we immediately set to task about the impacts of media influences. What does the topic mean to you, we asked? We found it meant quite a bit. Cultural influences, it had many sources, and there was a certain amount of engagement. We also isolated the problems: bullying, drama, cliques, body image problems, peer pressure, and consumerism. And we then tackled some of them. The first one was bullying. And the tolerance group stole a bit of our thunder here. We were similarly impressed by Perry's Impact Club, and we similarly suggested that it be expanded to all the other high schools in the Chandler Unified School District. But we took a slightly different approach and theme. That the school would, that this club would be more involved in anti-bullying and more emphatically anti-cyberbullying. Now, our way of doing this would have been to get ICANN to encourage schools to establish these clubs. There's minimal marketing to do, outreach, minimal cost. And all the other costs of running the club are at the school level. Why? Because social networks and cell phones and their constant availability, I mean, my cell phone is on right now. We are prone to being bullied all the time. And we need to be able to break that cycle and tell people it is okay. I think if one group says it, that's a great recommendation. If two groups say it, City Council, are you listening? And now here's our number 2 recommendation.
Alright, so we all know about sexting. It's pretty much just sending like inappropriate pictures of certain areas can't talk about. Well, pretty much what we would do, like we would start a pilot in Chandler Unified School District about like a little video or something about like what would happen if you do get caught sexting. And if that did work, we would then send it to the other school districts within the state. And like pretty much we're just making it aware. People like, if, yeah, take pictures of certain areas, you'll get in trouble. And our third one, or whatever.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm phenomenal. Who said that? Oh, you're awesome. Thanks. The third recommendation that we wanted to bring up was basically providing more leadership opportunities that are not restricted by academic qualifications, which basically means like equal opportunities for everybody, not just, you know, a certain group of people, such as us. So I think in my opinion, and in our group's opinion, and pretty much everybody here would want everybody to have this kind of opportunity. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's basically what our topic was about as far as our third recommendation was. School administration levels, and there's likely no funds and changes for the requirement, but basically to promote equal opportunities for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you again. Next, I'd like to invite up the teen depression group to give their presentation.
Hi everybody, I'm Mark Ciadon.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so again, yeah, our topic was teen depression, and I want to throw a statistic out really quickly. 80% of all teenagers in the country will have a suicidal thought. So what does the city of Chandler do to be receptive and open after this thought occurs? Well, we had 3 recommendations. Our first recommendation was to educate teachers, students, parents, and doctors about teen depression, the symptoms and signs, and the best course of action to do once the depression has been known. How we would implement this is that it would be state funded. Also, we like the idea of tax deductible donations. The purpose of this would be to remove the stigma of teen depression. Teen depression isn't open. We don't talk about it as much as we talk about sex education or drug awareness. There's a stigma attached to teen depression, and we think by educating these people that stigma will slowly go away. Our second recommendation would be for the city of Chandler to mandate the Chandler Unified School District to have a set number of days committed to mental health awareness. This is similar to, again, sex education and drug awareness. We want to bring teen depression awareness to the same level as, again, sex education and drug awareness. How this would work is that after the city mandates certain standards and metrics, the school districts are free, have the choice of implementing their own solutions to meet those standards. We don't believe in one size fits all. We believe schools should have the freedom to choose how they meet the city mandated standards. Lastly, our last recommendation was to establish a citywide support system that would work as an exchange between, it would be like a big brother, big sister of America idea, where at-risk teens would connect through the city of Chandler with role models from, say, the colleges, young adults, professionals, whatever, to connect and build a relationship. Because what we see is that teens who don't have a support group, either family, friends, or problems at school, they need an outreach, and we believe this is an excellent resource for them. We would urge the City Council that all 3 of these recommendations are urgently needed and each carry an equal amount of importance. So we encourage you to get to work on these recommendations whenever.
I'd now like to invite up our final group, Healthy Habits.
Alright, can anybody not hear me? Okay. We believe in healthy habits that behavior is one of them. And we just wanted to basically create a way that people can be disciplined for their actions, and yet it's not just like an, oh, I have to go to detention and sit there for an hour. So we think that there should be a specific, basically a class that you go to. Now, there are not a lot of teachers that mark down if you've missed 10 days and then you have to be expelled from that class or whatever it is. So at that time, if you are expelled from the class after 10 days, then you should go to this class and you should basically get help and like, why are you missing it? And then issues can come out about whether, you're depressed or whether, there's problems with your family. So we think it's a healthy way to get students not only disciplined, but then to get them help. So that's our first recommendation.
All right, then I'm not a school teacher, so I'm going to use the recording. So our second recommendation was that we were going to institute a kind of parenting seminar. And these are completely voluntary seminars to which parents would attend to learn how to kind of inspire better habits in their children. So we're not teaching you how to parent your children, we're giving you advice on how to make your children's lives a better, healthier life. And so we thought that it would be a kind of like a community center, or like we could even hold it at like a school auditorium. And what it would be is guest speakers would come and educate for an hour or two on maybe the benefits of healthy eating, or maybe another day it could be like it could be any number of teen issues like depression. And parents would go to these seminars and they would learn how to better their children's lives, and it would also bring the community closer together, because we have a whole bunch of families in the same area who are interacting in this workshop. And then it would also improve students' lives, because their parents are now learning how to better their lives, which just leads to a healthier life and a healthier relationship with everybody.
And our last recommendation would be to, basically, kids are not being as healthy as they should be. It's a lot cheaper to go and buy a snack than it is to go and buy like organic pizza or whatever it is that's healthier. And so we believe that schools should offer these things, and that there should be kind of a healthy competition between schools. Like schools can keep track of how many items were sold that were healthy versus how many were sold that were unhealthy. So we could have that, and then they could get an A+ rating, or they can get a B rating, or whatever it is. And that way, parents would be better educated as to what kind of school their kids were going to. I mean, if you have an obese child that needs to go to a healthy school, then you can say, all right, well, this one has an A+ rating, and this one has a B rating. I'm in between both of them, I'm going to go to this one. So we think that it should not be based on price, because then schools could just up the prices of the items. It should be on items themselves. And so, and there should be an increase over time, so the next year you could have a whole new rating that maybe ties into the rating of this year. And schools could basically compete for this. And it would really promote health in the schools, and they would really want kids to buy these so that they could get that rating. So it would really make better the school. That way kids, they feel better, they can work better if they have healthy things, and overall the school could get a great rating, and administration would want to do this because of that rating. Thank you.
So a couple of last words before we finish off today. Of the hundreds of thousands of cities in the United States, the city of Chandler was one of the few voted as an All-America city, demonstrating the unique and amazing community that our city is the home of. The city of Chandler truly demonstrates the spirit of America. It's a place for all those who strive for the betterment of the community, a place where everyone can attain their goals. Today's 4th annual Teen Town Hall exemplifies this spirit. It demonstrates the will of the community to change and continue to improve despite the obstacles that we face. Among these obstacles are those that we have discussed today. This event puts us one step closer towards achieving a safer and healthier city of Chandler. This event also helps us maintain the community of Chandler, but we must not underestimate these issues. The issues we face today are ones of great magnitude. They are problems that plague and permeate through every branch of the city. We must give our best effort towards solving these issues and accomplishing these goals if we are to succeed. As a community, we can accomplish anything we want to. We can change the city of Chandler into the best community possible and serve as a model for all others. The solutions that we have come up with today will be compiled in a report and given to the Mayor's Office, Chandler Unified School District, and various agencies and businesses in Chandler. The Mayor's Youth Commission looks forward to implementing as many of your ideas as possible to change the city of Chandler into the best community possible. Therefore, I thank all of you for your participation today. Giving your time to help the Mayor's Youth Commission's cause is a great responsibility that we all have. Without all of you, our community would not exist. And the change and growth that we all strive for as individuals and for as a group could never have happened. Furthermore, I would like to take this time to thank those of you who have made this event possible. For without you, each and every one of us cannot exercise the voice that we have in the city. Therefore, thank you Mayor Tibshraeny, Darren Cummings, and April Mendoza for opening the day's activities. Furthermore, Councilmember Donovan for being here and taking the time to come join us. The Chandler Unified School District, City of Chandler staff, Einstein Bagels, Floridinos, Fries, Safeway, thank you all for everything. I would also like to ask our facilitators, Alicia Silas, Katie Charlin, Karen Jacques, and Lindsay Robertson to join me up here now. Please give them a round of applause. And I'd also like to thank Vice Mayor Wenninger for being here and just taking the time to make this event possible. Because without everybody's help, we really couldn't have done this today, and we really wouldn't be able to exercise the voice of the youth in Chandler. And that's one of the biggest goals that Mayor's Youth Commission continues to try to strive for as we move forward as a city and as individuals. Thank you.
You guys are free to go.